These are the 5 things that every woman on this earth wants her man or wants men to do. Women will never tell you this, but I'm here to tell you guys this. The first one is every woman wants a man to lead her to submission. Forget about these modern things that women say. We are independent. We don't need a man. That's BS. That's BS of the highest order. See, guys, every single woman on this earth, including the feminists, wants a man that will lead them to submission. The worst thing you can do to a woman is to allow her to take charge. The moment a woman begins to be in control of both you and that relationship, that is the end. Women don't know how to handle power. When you give a woman the power over you in that relationship, they will misuse it. Which is why women always want men that will dominate them. For a woman to remain attracted to you, you have to dominate her. You have to lead her to submission. And how do you do this? By being a good leader. By being able to be assertive. By being able to be decisive. By being strong. You don't go around trying to lead a woman to submission when you are weak. No. You have to be masculine enough to make a woman to become feminine around you. Women can easily perceive if a man can lead them to submission or not. When they come around you, they test you, they try to push you around. If you allow a woman to push you around, in that moment, in her head, she's like, this guy is a weak guy. I can never submit to this guy because he's weak. Women hate weak men. The moment you begin to become strong, the moment you begin to become assertive, dominant, and demanding, and having standards too, the moment these women will begin to submit to you. Some men are like, my woman doesn't respect me, my woman doesn't submit to you. That's because you've not made it clear to her that you're a man to be respected, that you're a man to be submitted to. Because when a woman looks at you, she can easily tell whether she can submit to this guy or not, whether she can respect this guy or not. So you have to become a man who is decisive, who knows how to take responsibility, who knows how to lead a woman. If you're not that man, trust me, no woman will want to be with you. It's as simple as that. And even if they be with you, they will never respect you and they will never truly submit to your authority. The second one is approach women like you own them. I always tell you guys this. The moment you approach a girl, within the first 3 seconds, she already knows if she's going to give you her number or not. And now, if you approach a girl as if you are timid, as if you are afraid, most times they will never give you their number. The only time a girl might make an exception is when you are too cute. You are too cute, but you are afraid of approaching girls. Then you manage to approach this girl. Then she has looked at you, you are very cute, she gave you her number. But if you are just an average looking guy and you approach a girl and you are acting timid as if you are afraid, they will never give you their number. They will reject you instantly. Because women love guys who are confident. Confidence is something that women find very attractive in men. It strikes up that attraction in them. It strikes up a sense of excitement in them. It turns them on. Wow, this guy is so confident. It shows to them that you are a very masculine man who is dominant. Imagine I approach a girl and I'm like, hello, how are you? My name is Chupuka. I saw you from over there. You look pretty. I like your eye. Even your clothes look nice. What's your name? Bang. This is it. The job is done. The girl will easily sense my confidence, especially if I'm dressed well and smelling nice. That's it. That's the summary. She will give me that number. 1, I've complimented her, I've introduced myself, and I've asked her name. By doing this, I've just controlled the whole dynamics. I'm in charge. I approached her like I own her. Unlike when I approach a girl, hello, how are you? I like you. What is your name? The girl will reject instantly because you approached her as if you're afraid, as if you don't really know what you want. You have to approach these girls like you own them. This is what women want. And if you don't do this, most times they will always reject you. So approach them like you own them. The moment you see a girl you like, move. Don't try to second guess. Don't try to ask yourself questions, because the more you do those things, the more you lose the courage to approach them. Once I see a girl I like, as long as I'm in the mood to approach a girl. Because most times, if I go out, I'm not really going out for girls. I'm always going out for my business. But if I go out that day, probably I went to an occasion and I say a girl I like, bang, I move and I approach her. I get her number. Most times the problem is I don't even text these girls. That's it, because I'm too busy. I'm a busy man. I'm a busy man, trust me. So, but learn to approach girls like you own them, and they will love you for that energy, for that confidence, for that masculinity, for that sense of being the man who is in charge. Women love that shit, guys. Women love it. The third one is always keep her guessing. Never reveal everything about yourself to a woman. Women love mystery. You met a girl on that first date, you've already told her everything about your life. The secondary school you went to, your biggest fears in life, the things you're afraid of, your worst moment in life. You just told her everything. How much you make in a month. You basically revealed everything about yourself to this girl. Now, women don't love open books. Women might tell you, oh, be honest with me, open up to me. That's the worst thing you can do with women, opening up to a woman. A woman will tell you, open up to me, and you will make the mistake of opening up to her. Are you trying to damage yourself? Are you trying to damage the relationship you have with her? Or are you trying to make that girl stop liking you? What women say they want is actually different from what women actually want. This is one thing you guys must know. What women say they want is actually different from what they actually want. A woman will tell you, babe, you can be vulnerable around me. You can cry around me. You can tell me your problems. You can share your problems with me. The moment you begin to do that, I assure you that girl will stop respecting you. Before you know it, that girl will break up with you because she starts seeing you as a man who is weak. Don't be an open book to women. Be mysterious. For example, there was a time I went out on in fact, I always do this. I went out on, in fact, when I go out on first date with girls, they always try to know the kind of job I do, the kind of things I do. And I'm like, don't worry, very soon you'll find out. Shebi, we're still going to meet again. You'll find out, don't worry. I always try to keep them guessing because women love this mystery. They'll be like, wow, this guy, what was even so special about him? Let me try to find out more. But when you tell them everything about you, they'll start losing attraction for you. That's just women for you. So don't be an open book. No matter how they say they want you to be honest with them, never be too honest with women. The fourth one is don't be afraid to hurt her emotion. Most of you guys, when you're dating a woman, you are always afraid to hurt her emotions, which is why you tolerate all manner of stupid things from a woman. Your woman will manipulate you. Your woman will lie to you. Your woman will disrespect you. And because you're afraid of hurting her emotion, you will not react. You will not call her to order. You will not put her in check. You will not immediately check her and call her out. Women actually want guys that will call them to order. Women actually want guys that will put them back in line when they step out. When your woman disrespects you or does something that is bad, in her mind, she knows that this thing I did is very bad. And deep down, she wants you to correct her because women always want to have a father figure in their life. Women always want their man, the man they are dating, to be like a father figure to them. Most women grew up fearing their dads. And in their minds, when they want to date or marry, they also want to be with a man who can make them to fear them, like how her dad made her to fear him. You know, those times when we are little, when our dad is coming back from home, from work, immediately we start arranging the house because of how we scattered it. That is how your woman wants you to be like. When you are coming back from work, she wants you to be that kind of guy that can make her to try to be at her best behavior. But when you become a man who is always afraid to hurt your woman's emotion, you will end up tolerating all those bad things she does. And she will only get worse. She will get worse, and it will get to a point where she will have no choice but to leave you. So when your woman does something wrong, unapologetically shout at her, call her to order, and of course, tell her that, babe, you misbehaved, and if you try this again, I'm not going to take it lightly with you. You have to make sure that your woman respects you. Your woman, to an extent, also fears you to an extent because she's afraid that if she messes up, you will leave her. So always Be the type that calls your woman out when she misbehaves, and never be afraid to hurt her emotions. She will cry, but after crying, she will wipe her tears and be at her best behavior. Unlike when you are trying to tolerate all her BS, and she keeps getting worse and worse until she loses attraction for you, which is the worst part, which is very bad. The last one is women want guys who can challenge them. You know, we grew up with this mentality that women want guys who will always comfort them. Women want guys who will always pamper them, who will always accept them for who they are. No, that's BS. You should learn to challenge your woman to always be better. For example, you met this girl and she's the kind of girl who is lazy. Don't try to pamper her and tell her, babe, it's okay. You are okay the way you are. No, push her. If my woman is lazy, I'll tell her to her face, babe, you are lazy. You are lazy. You are the laziest girl I've seen in this life. Why are you not making something out of your life? Women want guys that will push them, that will challenge them, not guys who will comfort them and try to make them to accept themselves for who they are. No. Or your girl is the kind of person who is not so bright academically, and you're trying to comfort her and tell her, babe, just try your best. It's not your fault. That's BS. Push your woman to overcome her limits. As long as a woman is with you and she knows you're the kind of person that brings out the best in her, she will never want to leave you. That's the truth. She will never want to leave you. Because women, in fact, human beings naturally always want to be around people who make them better. You don't have to make your woman to accept herself for who she is. No. Challenge your woman. Don't try to comfort her. Don't try to make her to be comfortable with whatever she's having at the moment. No. Push her to get more. If your woman is running a small business and she's comfortable with it, no, tell her, babe, this is too small. Push her. Push her to the wall. Push her to surpass her limits. Personally, I'm telling you guys facts. I was once with this girl some time ago. She's the kind of girl who is too soft. She was always like, I don't want to start a business. Let me just continue this my work. And this work, they were not paying her much. And she has always loved to start up her own business. And I'm like, babe, see, if you are going to date me or if we are going to be together, you have to quit this your job and go for something better. That's truth. I gave her an ultimatum. Either you quit this your job and go and start this your business, and trust me, I'll support you to the end. Or I can't be with someone like you. That's what I told her. Now, in as much as I like this girl, but my spirit was not comfortable being with somebody who wants to accept to be mediocre, who wants to accept to be average. That's not the way I was built. That's not the way I'm built. I'm built to always want to, as I'm striving to make myself better, I'm also striving to push others along with me. Because I know that for sure, if I'm at 0.100 and you're at 0.50, I'm going to lose attraction for you ASAP. So I always try to push my woman to become better. I love it when I'm doing well and my woman is also doing well. That's the way to go. Once I'm with you and you are lazy, because naturally I'm a hustler. So if I'm with a woman who is lazy, who is not trying to make something meaningful out of her life, I get immediately irritated. So I try to push her while I'm pushing myself too. So these are basically the 5 things that every woman secretly wants you guys to do. Trust me, do these things. Do them. So follow me or else you may not see my videos again.